Final heat of round 2 of the leaderboard segment. Out in the water, Mark McCarthy in red, Michael Novy in white, Eder Luciano in yellow, and Babby Quinones from Puerto Rico in black.
Wow, another stacked heat and drawing first blood right now. Mark McCarthy from South Africa dropping in on this one, stalling onto the pocket. Gets that speed up and going. A perfect air roll spin right there from Mark McCarthy, the South African, drawing some serious first blood.
Mark McCarthy with nice projection and rotation on that air roll spin. Nice way to get things started out here in the water. We've seen a lot of wave exchanges and big maneuvers thus far in round 2. Here you can see the replay. Mark McCarthy driving down the line, maximizing his speed, sees the section, and here you go, Manny. Boom. Projects, rotates, gets it clean.
Wow. Amazing angle. Great camera view. Good shot right there from camera 5. And that is a textbook air roll spin from Mark McCarthy from South Africa. We know the South Africans are watching. Keiki, crew with Carl, and all the boys on the beach as well.
Yes, and even though it was only a one maneuver wave, Mark's scoring a 7.75 on that one. There you can see the 27-year-old South African currently 6th in the tour points. He's another one of those contenders that's kind of on the outside looking in, hoping for some numbers and eliminations and things to come into play so that he can try and creep back up into the mix of things and grab his first world title.
Totally possible and totally doable. Right now in the water, 33, only 2 minutes into this heat, and Mark McCarthy, he's holding a very solid first high-scoring wave under his belt. Michael Novy in the white jersey, waiting for his first wave. The Brazilian contest master, Eder Luciano, in the yellow jersey, still standing by for his wave. And we cannot count out this guy, the Puerto Rican, the local legend here in Puerto Rico, Babby Quinones. Babby Quinones, during the Zicatela Pro in Mexico, was getting towed into these massive 15-foot waves. And it was good to see Babby showing his... I don't know what they call them here in Puerto Rico, but...
Cojones?
Yeah, that'll work. So Babby's out there standing by, and he's definitely one to look at. This heat is totally stacked. So let's check out some of his stats right now from this guy himself, Babby Quinones.
And Babby Quinones with one of the most infectious smiles in the world of bodyboarding. He enters a room, he hits everybody with that smile, and everybody just, seems to light up.
I love traveling with this guy, and because he's very resourceful, he'll make things happen. And he has picked up water housing, so he's been around taking water photos as well. And I feel sorry for the Arubians who got overcharged one time, but that's all good.
Yes, we've seen Babby on the beach and in the water a lot shooting photos. So, whether he's bodyboarding or shooting bodyboarding, he's all over the place.
Yeah, and he's got a good gig going right now where he can take off months at a time and do his travel thing. So he does have a pretty cool video, too. I think it's flowing with water. And if you haven't got your hands on that thing, get it. He is the GoPro master, has GoPro angles that nobody else is thinking of. And speaking of the devil, here we go, Babby Quinones.
Babby up and riding, drops in, trying to drive around the section, gets caught up a little bit in the whitewater, trying to slip up into the pocket and get the barrel. But that one's not really going to come together for him, Manny.
All right, well, he does have plenty of time. 31 minutes remaining in this heat out in the water. Babby Quinones coming up short on, his wave selection wasn't there.
All right, and there you can see waves rolling in. Babby paddling back out to the lineup to look for another one.
He was looking at something. He was looking at this wave of Eder Luciano busting a big air roll spin, but cannot whip it around. Eder Luciano full speed and just got launched up and high, but could not pull around that ARS.
It looked like he blasted that one so hard that the board rotated right out of his hands on that one, Manny. And there he is, Eder Luciano from Brazil paddling back out. Here we have a replay. Eder driving up to the top, hits the section, boosts it, throws it around so hard that, actually it was when he hit.
Yeah,
he just dug his tail in, and that was it, man.
He usually lands in the middle part of the wave and was able to pull that stuff around. But as you can see, he landed up on the top part of the wave, and he was sliding down the wave backwards, tail first, and the tail just dug into the wave, and that was the end of it for Eder Luciano. Again, welcome everybody. Oh, well, let's get into this. Eder Luciano comes to us from Brazil, and this guy is young and ready to rock and roll.
Yes, the 25-year-old from Estelarinho Beach in Brazil, currently sitting 19th in the World Tour rankings. So he's another one of those riders kind of on the bubble. He's just on the outside looking in. Really wants to try and put together a solid result here and in Fronton so that he can stay in the top 16 and remain on the Grand Slam Series World Tour for 2012.
That's right. And I was down on the beach a little earlier, and I threw out the DK Wars, which is going to go down after the event has been finished. It's pretty much one of those things that's blossoming into a pretty cool thing for all the drop meters around the world. So stay tuned on DK Wars on our Facebook page. That's coming up at the end of this event. I'll be in charge of putting that thing together for Chris Wantaloa, the creator of DK Wars. Out in the water right now.
Right now we have Mark McCarthy with a 7.75 in the lead. There, Luciano with a 1.5 on his first wave, and Babby Quinones with a 1.15. Meanwhile, still waiting for Michael Novy to get on the board. Here we have Mark McCarthy up and riding.
Mark McCarthy, the South African, perfect timing, nice air assault, gets inverted right there. Mark McCarthy, this guy is absolutely on fire in this heat. His first wave coming in at his 7.75. And there he is, going for a one maneuver wave, and it is a textbook invert air assault. And Mark McCarthy, I don't know if I told you yesterday, but he's got the eye. I've seen it in his eyes. He wants this. He wants to do well in this heat, in this event, because he still has a shot.
Yes, after the reunion contest, Mark McCarthy going home to South Africa, taking some time off, doing some wahoo fishing, trying to refocus. Here you can see him on his last wave. Boom. Nice big invert off of that section, comes down for the landing, and there you have it. 7.75 on that one. So he has a pair of 7.75s for a combined 15.5 and the lead right now. Mark McCarthy coming out and solidly in the lead. Currently, he's got everybody in combination situation. Wow. Granted, we still are here in the early going, but Mark McCarthy coming out here firing on all cylinders.
Wow, unbelievable. Mark McCarthy, good job, brother. And thank you guys all, and girls, and everybody for tuning in here for the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. We know you're watching AJ, Leo, Spirit Harrington. Yes, he buried the tail, but he wasn't on drop knee. I know what you're thinking. And Durval and Stephen Black from Perth, WA, going for, of course, Ryan Hardy. So Ryan Hardy definitely in the hunt for a world title, and this event is crucial. There are a lot of numbers that are going to be crunched at the end of this round. I mean, the end of third round, which is coming up next, and we're going to see how close Hardy and the remaining 12 contenders are close to Jeff Hubbard. Now, if Jeff Hubbard wins the event, Ryan Hardy has to come in second for him to have a chance. So that's where we are right now with Hardy and Hubby, guys.
Yes, we've been giving you the rundown all day of the different packs of riders and where they sit in terms of contender status for the world title. Yeah, basically, if Jeff Hubbard places third, all the riders in that outside group, Group C that we've been telling you about, are out of contention, except Jake Stone and Magnu Oliveira, who would move into that second middle pack of riders. Like Manny said, lots of numbers, lots of things to keep an eye on, a lot of riders in play. As we speak, Michael Novy at play on this one, up and riding, gets a nice barrel section, comes out, drops down to the bottom, drives off the top, hits the roll, and a little bit of an elevator drop straight down. I don't think he's going to come out of the whitewater on that one. Meanwhile, out the back, Babby Quinones.
Full wave exchange going down right here in middles. Isabela, Puerto Rico, Babby Quinones finding the inside section. He knows this is a contest, and I thought he was going to pull off a last maneuver at the very end there, and he doesn't, strangely enough, and he heads back out in that rip current that'll drag him straight out to the outside. We got the Hawaiians watching, yes, and we do have South African Wesley Fisher rooting on his booty. Booty is Mark McCarthy's nickname. So, Wesley, thanks for watching, brother. Get all the Cephas to tune in.
We were talking earlier today off camera about maybe organizing an international friendly soccer match. Wesley Fisher and Mark McCarthy among the South Africans that played with us at the Pipeline event. And here we have Michael Novy up and riding, driving down the line, eyeing up that section. Here we go again, man. He goes up, nice arm extension on the roll, comes down with the curtain and gets hit by that side wash. And I think that was just a little too much for Novy to hold on to. I think that might have been a little too much for just about anybody to hold on to. But Novy with a 6.0 on his first wave, looking for a secondary score. Here you can see the stats dropping on screen, the rider profile for the 25-year-old Australian from North Avoca. Currently 14th on the World Tour. He's one of those guys on the bubble. He's still safe within the top 16, but he's got to kind of watch his back for this event and the last event in Fronton.
Well, he's also got to watch his lower back because he did get hurt in one of the worst wipeouts he's ever had earlier this year. Now he's actually recovering. Check this out. We got the winner of the last event downstairs with Shaggy. Shaggy, where are you at, brother?
Babby Quinones, first wave 1.15, last of lap 2.75. Atención, Babby, primera ola 1.15, segunda de negro 2.2.
All right, up and riding. That's red. Mark McCarthy on that one, getting a nice little barrel ride, comes out, pulls into another barrel section. This one's going to shut down on him.
All right, Eder Luciano dropping in, the Brazilian in the yellow jersey, comes around the section. Nice bottom turn, comes all the way around that section. But that wave leads into that rip current that we've been talking about all day, and he knows there's nothing there for him, so he cuts out. Look at Babby Quinones catching a left out of the rip current. Here he comes, bottom turning.
Babby Quinones driving through the foam section, drives up, hits a nice clean roll, and that'll be a one and done on that wave for him, unfortunately. But that was a nice solid roll there, Manny, for Babby Quinones, the Puerto Rican legend.
All right, taking another look. He's dropping in the rip current area. You can see all that froth and all that brown foam from the new swell that just came in and started rocking the bottom. And Babby Quinones, nice roll. And that was a one maneuver wave. Michael Novy out the back, speed line and big aerial assault.
Big invert off of that section, Manny.
He was flying, fully projected, and will he pull it off? No, that will be deemed incomplete, and he will not get all the points he should be getting on that wave.
He will get minimal points for the effort, but not the complete score he would have been looking for a massive maneuver like that.
Well, again, Michael Novy's coming back from a super bad wipeout earlier, most recently, and here he is. Would you know that this guy just recently had it? The list goes on. He says let me get everything together. Scraped the back of his head. He hit and hurt his collarbone, shoulder, ribs, and lower back. Tore ligaments in his shoulder and lower back. So would you imagine that he would be out here competing in these kind of waves? Unbelievable, great comeback. As far as the physical is concerned, is Michael Novy.
And Manny, I believe we now have Shaggy down on the beach.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Mitch Rawlins, the winner of the last. Mitch, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. It was a pretty scrappy heat. There was a lot of closeout, and you kind of do what you can do. It's tough work out there, but the conditions are going to improve, if not this afternoon, but tomorrow and the next day.
And tell us about that big invert you did. Looked amazing from where I was.
Yeah, it was a tricky one to hit. There was like two sections before that I was looking at, and then they kind of just didn't form up enough to hit. So I didn't hit it with as much speed as I would have liked, but it's just one of those scrappy heats you just muscle your way through.
Well, it looked amazing from us. So congratulations, Mitch, for winning your round 2 heat. Any shout outs to back home, if you'd like?
Yeah, hi everyone. Hope you're enjoying the comp, and we'll see if we won round 3 again today.
Okay, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Shaggy, for bringing us that. Right now, out in the water, we have about 20 minutes remaining. Mark McCarthy remains in the lead with a combined 15.5. Bobby Quinones in the second spot. Meanwhile, Michael Novy currently in the third position, but we're still waiting for that last score to register. We'll see what happens there. And meanwhile, Eder Luciano sitting in the fourth spot.
All right, we did have some pretty cool things to show you. We still have most of them, but I think Teza walked out with the black version of our new IBA International iPhone 4 covers. So there's a black one out there too, but I think it's on Teza's phone. So these things are pretty cool. I need to upgrade to an iPhone because this BlackBerry is not going to work in this thing. So this is going to be the reason why I get an iPhone. So check it out, IBAWorldTour.com. Click on the shop button up top.
Yes, for all your IBA merchandise, beanies, hats, T-shirts. Order your 2012 calendar. Everything on IBATour.com. Click on shop. And also, be sure to go to YouTube.com/IBA World Tour for all the latest clips and highlights. Up and riding out in the water, Michael Novy with nice flip off of that section. Gets it around. Wow, that really good form, really good positioning on that one. Clean landing. That's the one Michael Novy's been looking for.
Nice. And Lamb Stokes just tuned in 3 a.m. in the morning for him, and he is stoked to watch his boy Michael Novy do this right here. It is a great bottom turn, going straight for the section, lip section, and busts out a big backflip right there. Michael Novy landing it flawlessly. Great move right there for Michael Novy. Epic. That's going to definitely help him out. He needed a 9.5 to jump into first, but only a 3.26 for second to bump Bobby Quinones out of there. We will wait and see for their scores to drop.
And it looks like Michael Novy's going to get a 7.25 for his effort on that last one. That'll bump him up into the second spot and drop Bobby Quinones into the third position.
Okay, so another thing that's cool that's going down right now is we want to hear from you, our fans, the viewers, and bodyboarders from around the world. Please make sure you check out and take our survey, IBAWorldTour.com/survey. Once you finish our survey, you will be in the running for an awesome Encanto Pro Puerto Rico Rashi signed by the new DK World Champ, Damian King.
Yes. Also, if I may, be sure to go on Facebook and like our Facebook page. We are at over 18,000 likes on the page. We're trying to hit 19,000 by the end of this competition. So if you haven't done so already, go to Facebook.com/IBA World Tour and check it out.
Yes, we would like to hit our goal of 455,000 likes by the end of the tour. So we got a little ways to go, so get up onto the IBA World Tour fan book page on Facebook and like it. Bobby Quinones in third, Michael Novy in second, Mark McCarthy in first, Eder Luciano in combo situation. He has two very low scoring waves, 1.5 and a 1.0, but 16 minutes, 23 seconds remaining. So there is time for Eder to come back.
All right, and so with about 16 minutes remaining in the water, again, Mark McCarthy in the lead.
Whoa.
There you can see in white Michael Novy.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry, in black Bobby Quinones.
I was going to say, Michael is a machine catching three waves back to back to back, and but that was actually Bobby Quinones on that last.
My apologies. I saw the quick flash and the whitewater explosion, and not quite discerning black from white on the rash guards on that one.
Is it that time of the month for those white flashes?
You know what? I need some coffee or soda or some caffeine. We've been up since 4 a.m.
Well, this guy's up for a big move right here. Mark McCarthy, big section, bounces off the landing and pulls off a nice little invert air maneuver right there. Mark McCarthy from South Africa, bro.
Mark McCarthy trying to maintain his lead out there, going for it. have you taken a look at round 3 thus far? We'll get to that in a sec. Here's the replay of Mark McCarthy driving down the line. Nice speed line. Drops down to the bottom, drives up, and hits it. Boom. Nice invert. Solid maneuvering again from Mark McCarthy.
This is the first time I've actually walked down the beach and just seen, whoa, wait a second, look at that big, nice roll right there. Eder Luciano, the Brazilian, textbook roll coming out of that right-hander. So that will definitely help him. That is the wave he needed to start his campaign here on the last heat of round number 2 of the 3-round leaderboard system.
Eder was waiting for that one. He was looking to drop one of his low scores, the 1.5 or the 1.0. Here you see the replay driving up, hits it, nice arm extension, straight down, solid, clean landing, comes out of the white water to let the judges know that he has completed the maneuver. Something we've seen with the judges sitting and conferring with our riders over the last couple of events, if they go for a big maneuver, they at least get a couple of points if they don't complete it. But to get full points, they have to exit from the whitewater and show that they maintain control upon landing.
That's right, and I saw this earlier today in the earlier rounds. I believe one of the riders did a big roll on a big section on a big wave, and usually when you go for a maneuver and don't pull it off, it's a 1.0 or, you know, a 2.0. But because of the situation, how big the wave was and how big the attempt was, they did award him 3 points for that. So, yes, you do have to complete it to get the maximum amount of points. Wow, look at the conditions. Just absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, we've been privy to some amazing scenery, great solid swell every day since we've got here, and no stop in the action, Manny.
Yes, the forecast has been on our side from day one. I mean, we saw perfect drop knee conditions. We saw epic conditions for the first couple days of the trial rounds, and now here we are on day number 5, and the waves are still serving up.
And yesterday, while we were cruising the island on the lay day, we actually had one of the locals tell us that this is all attributed to what they refer to as a Day of the Dead swell.
Yes, a Dia del Muerto swell has arrived, usually in the beginning part of November, and we talked to Goyo over in Aguadilla, and he's the one that gave us the inside scoops on some of the Puerto Rican stories and folklore.
So, yeah, the Puerto Rican locals and the internationals enjoying the Day of the Dead swell. And here we have Eder Luciano from Brazil up and riding, streaking down the line, looking for the section. Looks like he's going to get a little barrel section. Doesn't get very deep, but comes out, hits the flip on that one, gets it around. And that'll be another nice little wave for Eder to follow up his 7.2 on that last wave.
That's what he was looking for. Woo! Look at this, out and riding. Babby Quinones dropping in. Nice stall right there, setting up for this section. Whips around a nice roll and goes straight off the bottom for another maneuver. I couldn't see it. It was caught behind the whitewash. So there you have it. And live action coming to you from the Encanto Pro, Puerto Rico.
And Manny, I've just been handed some interesting information. We are going to take a moment following the conclusion of this heat. The riders and the event staff are going to get together and make the call on whether or not to go into round 3. So everybody, please stand by. We're going to have a momentary break to determine whether or not we go into round 3 or hold off until the next day. Meanwhile, here, the replay of Eder Luciano from Brazil.
Yes, Eder Luciano stalling, looking for this barrel ride. And you know what? Perfect tube riding skills right here. Going into the full speed trim. Nice speed line. Comes up under the bottom, finds the lip, and goes for a air roll spin on exit right there. So Eder Luciano, I thought he was a little deeper on that when I saw it in regular motion, but I guess not.
And here's a replay of Babby Quinones on his last wave. A little bit behind on it, but timing was a little off, but still managed to get through it. And we were talking about Eder Luciano. Eder, very well known for his small wave abilities in competition. Here you see the stats for the 24-year-old from Brazil, currently 19th.
Yes, Eder Luciano needing an 8.3 right now to get that first place spot from Mark McCarthy. So he does have an uphill battle right now, but with these conditions, anything is possible.
You know, there's a few competitors on this tour a couple of the Brazilians, very well known for their small wave abilities, but we've seen them out here in these bigger conditions really performing well.
You know what? That's what we're going to see coming out of Brazil from now on. And a perfect example is Kalani Latanzi. He has that typical Brazilian contest force with him, but he's also charging. That is the new Brazilian competitor, and that's something to be reckoned with, and it's really scary.
Yes, with the time I've spent down in Brazil that I touch upon from time to time, the amount of talent, the level of talent I've seen down there is almost frightening, Manny. And fortunately, the same can be said around the world. The Australians, the Brazilians, the talent coming out of the Canary Islands and some of the other parts of Europe, the Basque Country, reunion, unbelievable. There you can see an assortment of our current World Tour talent. And out in the water, Manny, we got somebody up and riding.
Bobby Quinones, the Puerto Rican, going for another left, frothy left, that is, and putting together something, even though he's chasing a 9.0 for first and a 6.86 for second, and that's not going to do it. And so he heads back out. Bobby Quinones feeling the pressure, 9 minutes to go out in his heat 16, heat 8 of the second round of the leaderboard system. Again, the leaderboard system are the first 3 rounds, the first 3 heats that each of these riders go through, and they have to get that first place spot. First place in those first 3 heats will award you 6 points. Second place 4, third place 2, and fourth place 1. At the end of the 3 heats, the 3 rounds, those points will be added, and the top 16 will advance on man, main event. That's when it gets crazy.
One of the interesting things with the leaderboard system that we have seen through the course of the year, when there you can see a couple of guys walking out the beach to have a little chat. As I was saying, with the leaderboard, one of the things that we've seen during the course of the year is the riders adjusting to this new system. The 3 rounds and accumulating points, and the top 16 riders moving out. At the beginning of the year, 10-point totals seemed to be the cutoff mark to make it to the top 16 man-on-man round. And here we have Eder Luciano up and riding in yellow.
Wow, nice bottom turn, nice speed, tons of speed, big air, legs are flailing everywhere. Great move right there. That was what Eder Luciano was looking for. That could come close to that 8.3 that he's searching. Great wave, big move right there for the Brazilian, Eder Luciano.
And here we have the replay, Manny. Oh, hold on, we have action out in the water. Mark McCarthy up and riding, pulls into the barrel and not going to get out. Looks like he's going to get pinched in that one, Manny.
It looked like he was going to make it out, but unfortunately the barrel just ran away from him. So Eder Luciano.
Eder Luciano on that last wave. We're going to take a look at the replay now. There you can see, takes off, drops down, really putting his weight on the inside of that rail, driving off the bottom. Great bottom turn. You can see the water trailing off the bottom. He drives up to the top and absolutely boosts this invert and then tweaks the board almost straight up.
Nice.
Vertical tweak on that one. Great maneuvering. 9.0 for Eder Luciano on that invert.
Great.
And you know what? Well deserved.
That is right. Totally a high-scoring wave for Eder Luciano. You can see it in the slow-mo. Right when these guys land these big maneuvers, their body takes the full impact. You saw his head whip around, and to be able to do these maneuvers in these type of conditions, you have to be in top form. If you and I went out there, we would probably see in the chiropractor right now.
Yeah, I cannot do inverts with my back being the way it is these days. I'm more of a jammer kind of air guy these days, but that's besides the point. But as Manny's saying, Eder Luciano jumping into the top spot with that 9.0, a big maneuver in a critical section of the wave, maximizing the score on that one. And that moves Eder up into the top spot, bumping Mark McCarthy down to the second spot. And here we have Bobby Quinones up and riding on this one.
Okay, Bobby Quinones has this little wedge in front of him and could not get on the other side of it, and that wave didn't serve anything up for him. So Eder Luciano, he is looking pretty right now with that win in the first round, and he's full charge. Mark McCarthy in the red jersey dropping in.
There you can see Mark McCarthy taking a look and then kicking out, not really lining up the way he would have liked. As I was saying before with the leaderboard rounds, at the beginning of the season, we saw 10 as the magic number. Your heat totals coming to 10 was enough to get you to advance out, and it looks like we got a little swell action coming in, man.
Oh, you saw that too. Look at these waves marching in. Massive mounds of water just coming in to pound the shallow reefs here in Middles, just outside of Isabela. Actually, it's Isabela on the beach. This place is phenomenal. The first day I got here, I looked out to the water and I thought I was watching Off the Wall. And then I got out there and took a wave and I thought I was on Off the Wall. Definitely high caliber waves here on the island of Puerto Rico. So if you ever get a chance, come out here. I would suggest hooking up with a local. They will give you the inside scoops and make sure you are, protected, I guess you would say.
Yes, taken care of.
Yes.
Look
at these bombs.
Stat at the bottom of the screen. Eder Luciano currently in the top spot with about 4 minutes remaining, followed by Mark McCarthy, Michael Novy in third, and Babby Quinones in the fourth position. Real quick, third time's a charm. As I was saying, with the leaderboard rounds and the points breakdown, beginning of the season we saw 10 points as the magic number for guys to move on to the man-on-man section. Now it's looking more like 12 as the season has advanced, and up and riding Michael Novy in white, trying to get around that section.
Michael Novy thought he had something. It looked like it was shaping up to be a beautiful wave, and I hear cheering and yelling down the beach, and a big old right-hander just spit like no other down the beach. Nobody was in position for that. But Michael Novy, he's chasing hard now in this heat. He's chasing an 8.96 for first and an 8.25 wave for second. Luciano, commanding lead, 9.0 and a 7.2 to give him a 16.2. Woo, is he reachable?
I think he's definitely reachable, but with, time counting down, we'll have to wait and see. We still have some solid 8-foot bombs coming through on occasion, Manny, with, steady 6-foot swell remaining from the waves that came in yesterday. You can never count these guys out. There's a reason why they're still in the position that they are, why they're made it to the leaderboard round, why they're on the top 24 in the World Tour. The conditions that we have out here have been very challenging, but these guys are very much up to the task. There you can see on screen our swell forecast.
Yes, it's peaking. It peaked last night, and right now it is Eder Luciano. He's just going to add on to that first place. And boom, another big air. And
another one.
Pulls into the pocket when he lands. Wow, Eder Luciano easily 10 feet above the water, or above the flat of the wave, and it was amazing. I can't believe how high Eder Luciano, the Brazilian, he's got wings.
That was even bigger than the last wave he hit an invert on. We were talking about his small wave ability. He's coming out here and boosting at the end of this heat.
He's getting so much speed off of his bottom turn. Again, fundamental move, the bottom turn. Easy, but it has to be perfected to do moves like this. Tons of speed, perfect timing, and look at him just absolutely skying high, easily 10 to 12 feet above the water, and he lands perfectly on the face of the wave and slides into the pocket. So Eder Luciano, unbelievable move right there. Camera 3, hold that steady. Have another Red Bull.
And it looks like he will receive an 8.35 on that wave. I'm guessing since the landing and the following barrel weren't so clean, not as high a score. Meanwhile, up and riding in black, Babby Quinones from Puerto Rico.
All right, Bobby's probably going to throw this one away because I'm talking about this heat. He's been in fourth place, and the 6.5 and a 5.5 are not going to do it in this heat. We have seen heats where that score would have won the heat, but this is a high-scoring heat. 8s, 9s, 7s, unbelievable. All these guys are coming out firing.
And with about a minute remaining, Eder Luciano, now I would say he's pretty firmly in the lead with a 9.0 and an 8.35 for a combined 17.35 out of 20. That's going to be pretty tough. Mark McCarthy needs a 9.6 or better to move into that top spot.
Woohoo! Okay, looks like there could be some action. Michael Novy, here we go, dropping in.
Michael Novy up and riding, drops down, and he's going to duck out the back. That one was going to section off on him, so he bailed.
I've been talking to a lot of the locals and just getting their feedback on what it's like to have the top bodyboarders in the world right in their own backyard. Mark McCarthy is one of them, and here he is taking a look at this one. A nice left forming up. Slides under the pocket. Can he come out of it? He punches through the whitewash and looking for something else to have. Oh!
Wow.
Nice
and here
reverse.
we have yellow. Eder Luciano up and riding. Quick wave exchange. Eder punching through the lip on the roll from that one before it closes out. I wasn't expecting that one, Manny. That was a nice wave exchange. Mark McCarthy's wave coming out of the whitewater after the barrel and then hitting that air reverse. He just popped that thing.
These two guys had pretty much this heat in hand. Both of them ending this heat with pretty awesome waves. But we're going to take another look at, this is a wave from earlier in the contest. But we're going to come back to a replay, hopefully, of Mark McCarthy on that last wave where he just busted out a huge reverse at the end section that was incredible.
I tell you what, the series of waves that Eder Luciano and Mark McCarthy both put together in that heat were just unbelievable. This is what you can expect from the IBA Grand Slam Series Men's World Tour. The best of the best in the world, doing battle, trading off waves. I mean, we've seen it all day long. Earlier today, we saw Guilherme Tamega and Jake Stone going back-to-back with 9-point-plus waves